screen. Okay. So as we have discussed, like in our previous session, that how actually jailbreak works from the development end, right? What all are the ways from which application developers will be able to implement the jailbreak detection within their application itself, right? Now today we will be understanding how we will be able to do the bypass of jailbreak detection, right? So at that point of time, whenever we are opening any particular type of application, let's assume that there is this application, right? Typically what will happen is if it is having jailbreak detection, it will directly close. Okay. Either it will be directly crashing up, or it will show and pop up to us that this particular device is jailbroken and you cannot use the application, something like that. So whenever we are not able to access those specific functionalities, typically what will happen is we will not be able to do the penetration, or we will not be able to complete our penetration testing, right? Because for testing will be requiring a jailbroken device, and if this particular thing does not work, right, application will not be able to run properly, will not be able to explore all the functionalities, and will not be able to do the testing for all the functionalities as well. So typically we will be able to bypass the jailbreak detection within three ways. Okay, we will be focusing on the first way in our for our today's session, right? In our today's session, and the next two things, which is bypassing via FRIDA and objection, and bypassing via reverse engineering, right? So these two things we'll be learning in our tomorrow's session. So basically, let us go forward and understand what actually are these tweaks, how they work on the backend, what all tweaks will be installing within our device, and how we can utilize those specific tweaks for jailbreak detection bypass as well. Okay, so typically there are few of the tweaks which will be utilizing. Okay, a few of them are very much updated, few of them are older, are having the older versions, but at that point of time all of them or many of them will be useful, right? So that we will be able to get the details as well. Now steps to add those repositories and install those tweaks, right, are already available in this PDF file, which I will be sharing later on. So you do not need to worry about what all are those specific steps which you need to download, right? Basically you can just go through it in a step-by-step format. For example, step 1, step 2, step 3. Instead of CDI, if you're having Celios, the steps will be same, so you do not need to worry about those specific things as well, right? Basically you can follow the steps in case if you are or anyhow you will be having the recorded session as well, so you can it will be helpful for you in that particular place as well, right? So basically, first of all, what actually are these tweaks, right? Tweaks are nothing but a add-on applications, okay, which we normally use within the CDR, right? Typically, we are using OpenSSH, and there are loads of tweaks which we have downloaded previously as well, right? So typically, whenever you are downloading those add-on applications, which can help you to do some kind of testing or any of those specific things, typically those specific things will be able to have at that point of time, there you will be able to go forward and utilize those specific information, right? The extra functionalities, and you will be able to get those details as well. So let me just connect this with okay internet, so that we can get that repositories as well. Now, the first tweak which we'll be utilizing is a bypass. Okay, so the first one is this one. So what we'll be doing is whenever we are utilizing any tweak, either the repository should be already available within our device, or we should be adding that repository, right? So for this one, we will be going to this option. So basically here, you will be finding sources, right? So in the sources, you'll be having all the repositories links which are added. We'll be going to edit and add. Within add, we'll be adding this particular repository, which is repo.co.kr/. We will add that repository, and it will download the packages from that repository, and then we can install those packages. So this is the time taking process, right? It might take a few minutes to complete, but after that we'll be able to install that. Wait for a few seconds. Now, sometimes you might find this one operation connection timeout and those kind of things. You do not need to worry about that. There might be some another repositories which are having like which will be updated parallelly to this one, and they might have some issues, right? So you do not have to. Like for example, here apt.bingner.com, right? It is having issue, right? Our repository which we were currently downloading, it does not have any issue. So those kind of things might occur, right? So definitely we do not need to worry about that. And in case if we scroll down, that particular repository will be available. So here you can see that repository has been added. We can directly go to that particular place in that repository, and we can see within the list that a bypass is there or not, or we can directly search it from here, right? Where the better option is to search, because many times the report might be containing lot of tweaks. So basically searching will be much more easy for us. So we will just enter a hyphen bypass, right? And this is the one. So you might be finding multiple of them. Okay, we will be just selecting the latest version. So here you can see it is 1.5.6, this is 1.5.8, okay, the 1.3.4. So the latest version which is available at that time, right now. This repositories are getting updated on a regular basis. So at that point of time, whatever is the latest version, we'll be able to download and install them. So once we install, it will confirm and it will start installing. We'll wait for a few seconds for it to complete the installation. And then we will be moving on with our next week. Why we are utilizing multiple tweaks here? Because one tweak cannot like bypass the jailbreak detection for all of the other, like all the applications, right? So that will be a trial and error for us, which tweak works for which application. That things we need to validate. So that's why it will be something like again, once it is done, we will be going forward with our second. Now sometimes what will happen is we might find this kind of option which is exit safe mode, right? Why actually it is happening? Because my version which I am utilizing for this jailbreaking process and all of those things, right, it is kind of an older version currently, right? Currently there are all the new versions which are coming up. So a few tweaks which are in an updated version are not supporting this particular device. So that's why it is not working in my particular device. But whenever you will be installing, it will be definitely working in your device. So you do not need to worry about those specific things. Now next thing is this one which is FlyJB. So we will go forward and install that. First of all, we will be updating this particular repo. So we'll click on add. We will enter the things which is exactly the same. Now, in case if we are making some typing mistake, definitely it is not going to give us proper information. So it is giving to it is going to give us some error, right? So definitely that things will be there. And sometimes we might be getting the error because site at that point of time might not be available. For example, this one, right? Yesterday evening I had checked that this particular repository was up and running, but currently they might be having some kind of server issues where the server might be crashed or unavailable at that point of time, right? So if this kind of things are happening, definitely what will happen is, typically we will be waiting for some time, like for example half a day or one day, and then we can try it in the next day itself. Okay, so this is anyhow, like I will be showing you afterwards, because currently they are not available. So basically it is okay. Next one will be trying this one. This repository we have already added previously during our first session. So typically this is already there. We will just add search for this repository. So jail protect, we will install, we will confirm, and this is done. The next one is con bypass, so we'll be utilizing this one. So for con bypass there is a bit of a separate process where we will be manually loading it. So we will check that. Let me just wait for this to get loaded. Okay. So now for current bypass, we'll be going through this particular repository, like GitHub repository, and then we will be taking the SFTP, will be uploading that particular .deb, and then we will be executing and we'll be giving the permissions likewise. So let us go forward with that. We'll open that link. Um, we can open that link directly or we can search it as well. So I will just go forward and show it to you where exactly you can find the latest releases, because these whole things will be definitely updating on a regular basis. So in case if you are utilizing older versions, there might be a chance where you might not find some of the tweaks. So here you can see, if we go to the current bypass public, here you'll be able to see the releases, and in releases you'll be able to see the latest one, which is this one, right? So 0.0.2. Currently I have added the same thing. Okay, but in future after 1 year 2 years, okay, or so and so, whenever you are going through that, and in case if you are utilizing and in at that time if this is outdated and you are utilizing the same one, you might not be able to go forward and validate that thing. So basically here you can see our DB file is there. Now what we will be doing is we will be taking up SFTP. So currently, first of all, we will check SFTP is there or not. So SFTP enabler, we will install that. We will connect both of the systems, which is which is my phone and my laptop within the same hotspot or network. Once this is done, and then we will take the SFTP connection. It is some network errors. We will be just retrying it. Although SFTP is done, it is just trying to add some dependencies to it. So we will not have any issues there. Anyhow, like SFTP enabler is already there. So what we will be doing is I will just change my network to the same network which phone is having, and then we will see the IP address. So here we'll be going to Wi-Fi, I button, and here you can see my IP address is this one 172.20.10.2, right? And let me check if it is in the same network. We'll go to Wi-Fi, we'll go to details and 172.20.10.6, right? So basically both of them are in the same network. What we will do is we will open our terminal. And in case if my voice, like I'm connected to my mobile phone hotspot, right, currently, just to be in the same network. So in case if my voice is breaking or my screen is stuck, right, do let me know. We will redo that particular topic, but for some time I need to be in the same network. So that is the main reason why I have changed that. Okay, so we'll enter SFTP, okay, root at the rate the IP address. So IP address is 172.20.10.10.2. Connection closed. Let me just install SSH as well. It is there. We will click on yes. Password is alpine. We'll enter that, and here you can see we are in SFTP. Now we will go forward and enter put con bypass and the path of it, and then we will upload it to temp directory. So we'll enter put, and typically, let me just exit out for a minute. We'll go to downloads. Here let me just show you the con bypass is there. So here you can see con bypass is already there. This is the right. Let us just rename it. So we will enter and con bypass.deb. So now if we are entering con bypass, so here you can see con bypass, right? Why we have renamed it? Because whenever we are installing, right, we do not have to type this full length name, right? Otherwise it will be difficult to manually type everything. So let us just take up SFTP. We will enter our password. We will enter put and then the name of it, which is con bypass.deb. So con bypass.deb, and then we will upload it to tmp folder, right? Why we are uploading to tmp folder? Because this is a temporary folder where we can easily delete, and it is having pretty much permissions to execute. So now you can see uploading, and it is successfully uploaded, right? Now our next thing will be to install it. So we'll be using 𝗔𝗃𝗶. Now all the Debian based operating system, right, has Debian package manager, 𝗔𝗃𝗶. If you are installing anything in your Kali Linux, right, you might be using 𝗔𝗃𝗶, right? So same thing. So 𝗔𝗃𝗶-i is the argument for installation, and then installation. So we'll be utilizing same thing, but that we need to do it like 𝗔𝗃𝗶. We can use it not with SFTP, because SFTP is used for uploading and downloading the files itself. We need to connect via SSH to execute that commands. So here we will exit out. Then we will be doing the same thing with SSH. So we will connect with SSH. We will enter Alpine. So now we are connected with our phone. Now we will go forward with the temp directory. Okay, and if you see here, you can see we are having 𝗏𝗏bypass.deb. Now we will enter 𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏i and 𝗏𝗏bypass.deb. So we will wait. Now here it is showing it is already available. Okay, that's why it is not processing further. But yeah, in case if it is not available, right, so at that point of time you will be able to utilize it. Now let me what I will do is I will just uninstall it, and then I will show it to you again. So I will go to Syria. We'll just remove it. Remove, ignore, and confirm. Modify, remove, and confirm. And then we will reinstall it just to show you. Okay, now it is not there. We will just reinstall it, and here you can see setting up, right? It does not have any kind of error. So definitely once you are doing it for the first time, definitely you will also not face any kind of errors here. So once it is done, we will be entering the next command. So this is the next one, just to give it the permissions to do. So we will enter that. Then we will enter the next command. Okay, and now we will be going to uh, uh, the settings, and there we will find that application installed. So if we go to settings, we'll be able to see con bypass. So here you can see con bypass is there. You can go to that enabled application, and whatever applications are enabled, right, so those specific applications will be able to bypass the jailbreak likewise. So this was the next one, right, which is the fourth one which we have understood. Now let us go forward and check for the next one, which is Liberty Light. Okay, this is also another one which we'll be utilizing. Again, this repository will be adding up. So now you are very well aware how to add the repositories. Can you tell me how we'll be able to add the repository?
Yeah, we have to go to source
Okay, source.
and then add.
Yes, edit and then add, and then we'll be entering the
Yeah,
name. Okay? So
yeah.
let us um, enter this one. We'll wait for some time for this to add it. We'll wait for it to get completed. Now it is completed. So yeah, this is the one. Now we will go to all packages or Liberty Light, and we can search Liberty Light. And here you can see it is there. Current version is 2.10, right? Another beta is 2.12. We will just go with the current version. You can go to modify and install. In my system it is already installed, so I'm not reinstalling, just to save some time. Next one is no sub. So typically this is again another one. Now why we are installing this many? Because every of these tweaks come with different types of bypasses. Okay, one tweak does not have all that list of bypasses. That's why we will be utilizing all of them, right, to check whether we can bypass the other things as well. We'll again go to edit. We will add this particular repository, which is repo dot this one. Me click on add source. uh After that we'll be searching for this one and we'll be able to install the same. Now again, few of the repositories might not be added right now. If you are trying tomorrow or something like that, definitely this will be again added. But yeah, basically sometimes this kind of things might occur where we will where that particular repo, right, might not be available at that point of time. Next one is 𝗧𝗿. This is the repository for that. Let's just add it. We'll just add it, then we will search for 𝗧𝗿 and we will install it. And then last one is this one, which is TS protector. We'll wait for a few seconds. And we will return, and typically here we'll be able to see 𝗧𝗿. Okay, this is the one. So typically it is already there, right? I'm not reinstalling it. So basically we'll be able to install it from there. Now the last one is this one. Now it comes with Big Boss repo, which we have already added in the first session itself. So we do not need to re-add anything. We will just search for TS protector. We will add it here. Now it says iOS 9 and 8 and 9, right? But it is supporting all the latest versions as well. So it is not an issue for us, right? What we will be doing is we will just add it. So this is the one. We'll click on add, install, confirm. And we are good to go. So once everything is done, right, once all of these tweaks are available, now our next step will be to go forward and bypass the jailbreak detection. So typically here you can see, if I'm opening this application, once it is identifying, right, what it is doing is it is just going forward and it is crashing the phone, or basically it is what it is doing is it is not allowing us to go forward and open the application, right? It is just crashing the application. So basically that is what we want to bypass, right? We want application to get executed. So what we will be doing is here within the settings, we'll be having all the tweaks which we have installed. This tweaks does not come in the application side. So how we are installing the applications and the application logo is showing up here, right? This tweaks does not have that particular thing because they are not fully functional applications. They are just tweaks which are added, right? So those things will be able to see in the settings, and if you scroll down here, you will be able to see all those tweaks which are installed, right? So jail protect, con bypass, and all of those, right? Same thing which we have installed, right? So basically we'll be able to see here. We will try to go through one by one and we will see whether anything is bypassing, like it is able to bypass or not. We will make sure everything is enabled one after one, right? So multiple bypass tweaks are not enabled at once. So basically that is what we will be checking at that point of time. Okay, so basically by default everything will be enabled. We will just disable everything. Now here you can see jail protect is enabled, right? Only jail protect is enabled. We'll go to enable for apps and we will enable here. Now it will ask whether we want to respring. We will click on respring. We'll wait for a few seconds. It will just reload. Okay, now it is done. Once it is done, we will just make sure everything is closed. So basically everything is closed and we will try here. And now you can see it is working. I'm not sure why it is not loading in this screen. Let me just remove it and load it again. But it is not crashing actually. It is showing the application. Let me just remove it. Okay, likewise. So basically this is the one. Now what we will do, like in this scenario it worked, right? But in case if it does not work, right, what we'll do is we will just disable the first one, which is jail protect. And we will go forward with the next one. So next one is con bypass. We'll go to enabled applications, go to this application. And now we will go forward and open it. Likewise. Now what happens is why this application is not showing up here is typically this application is a banking application, right? So whenever the screen sharing permissions are there, right? So typically these applications will not allow the screen sharing, right? So that's why it is showing the blank screen in while I'm showing here in my system, because typically if someone is taking this remote access and they are able to check what actually are the passwords and banking information, definitely they will not allow, right? So that's why you are not able to see. But yeah, actually it works and you can try it later on. Now here the third one is there, so we will go ahead and we will enable it, and then we'll open that, right? So for how first time it was happening, right? So it is not crashing like that. Application will open and you will not have any kind of issues. Likewise, if that also does not work, we will go forward with the fourth one. Here you can see shadow is there, applications are there. You will go to that application, enable. Basically here you can see if you want to specifically look, like yesterday I have shown you that how the application checks, right? Based on the file systems and those kind of things. So basically we can enable specifically, but by default in the automatic one, it by default enables. But yeah, in case if we want to enable those separately, we can go ahead and we can enable those things. Once it is done, we will just restart Springboard so that all the settings are properly available. And once it is done, we will go ahead and we will open our application likewise. So here, this particular shadow for this application does not work, right? That's why it was crashing directly and we were not able to see it properly here. But other applications, right, it was getting open. So definitely other bypass protections were working for this application. Now, it does not mean that this particular shadow application will not work in other applications. Sometimes what will happen is based on the application, if other works, right, this will not work. If this works, other will not work likewise. We will check last one, this one, we will enable it. We will go to blacklisted apps, we will go to this application, and once it is done, we will make sure other applications are closed. And now you can see the application has been opened, right? It is just showing blank because these applications have this restriction where it will not show the shared screen, right? That's why. Same thing you will find in Netflix as well, right? So whenever you are sharing the screen in Netflix or Prime Video, they will not allow you, or other screen will show the blank or black picture, right? So that is how these applications will deal with the privacy. So this is how we will be able to go forward and check for the tweaks as well. Any doubts, any queries, anything?
No, no queries.
Let us have one more application, and then we will see these things, right? Objection and Frida in this one in our next session. So we'll go through PhonePe. We will wait for it to get loaded. And then we will start. So PhonePe was having many jailbreak bypassing previously. Let's see how which particular bypass works in this one. And if this does not work, right, we will try with another ones as well, which we will be discussing in our next session, right? Frida and Hopper and objection, right? All of those things will be discussed. Okay, so PhonePe is there. Let us open it and let us see what actually it is showing. So here you can see this device is already appears to be jailbroken. To allow, we do not. Okay, what we will do is we will try this. So if this tweaks works, definitely it is good. But if this tweaks does not work, we will try with the another way, like that manual way, right? With Frida, objection, those things. Let us try with this one. The first one is jailbreak enable, right? And then we'll go with this one, and we will respring our device. Once it is done, we'll open it. We will check. So it took some time, but now again it came to know that it is jailbroken. So the first one is not working. So we will just disable that. We will go to the next one. we will make sure that this one is loading. Okay, so likewise we will check one by one, and then we will just make sure that if you are using the next one, the previous one, right, is closed. So typically here we will just enable it, and we will check. Okay, so this is the one. So this one also is not working, which is liberty. Next one is shadow and TS protector, right? So this one I will give you as a part of assignment, so you can check by entering this, and you can try whether it is working or not, right? And then we will see how we can do this same application, how to do with manually as well, right, with the Frida and Hopper. Okay, so any doubts, any queries, anything till now?
No,
Okay.
nothing like that.
Oh, so you can try like and then you can let me know how exactly, like whether this was like whether you were able to bypass in this one or not, and then we will see this in the next session. Okay.
Okay, yeah.